Discover together with me the new advanced filtering options built into our FNC Data Grid. In this video, I will demonstrate you what the difference is between advanced filtering and the default filtering capabilities of the FNC Data Grid, how you can invoke our new advanced filter dialog from the FNC Data Grid, and how you can also programmatically take advantage of advanced filtering via the filter builder, and how you can do that either by using the expression builder or by using filter text. I'm going to show you everything by means of a demo application, a sample application, and the full source code of this sample application can be downloaded via the link you will find in the description here under this video. But for now, let's move to the Delphi IDE, where I will show you all the details of the sample that we built for you. And this is our favorite IDE, Delphi 12, and here you can see the sample application that we prepared for you that shows the filtering we have in this sample application. Obviously an FNC Data Grid, and when we have a look at the initialization that we do to have some data in the grid that we will want to use for showing the filtering, here you can see that we set up the grid with 7 columns, 300 rows, that we load some sample data, a built-in function that we want to have the columns take up the all available width of our grid. Here we customize some header text for a column, and also specify a date format for column 2 in this grid. When I run this application, then the result is the following. Note that this is a FireMonkey application, so it is cross-platform. And note also that our FNC Data Grid can be used in a VCL application for Windows, in a FireMonkey cross-platform applications, and you can use this in any of the targets that Delphi supports. So that means Windows, macOS, Linux, iOS, and also Android. And finally, the FNC Data Grid is also available for web client applications in TMS Web Core. But now back to filtering. That is what this video is about. So here you see the sample data in our grid, and when I enable filtering, you have the default filtering capability that is in the grid. Enabling the filtering is done via a single property, options.filtering.enabled, where we set this to true. And that means that we now have this icon for filtering and the drop down that immediately shows us the unique values within a column, and this way you can immediately apply the filtering. But this video is about the advanced filtering capabilities, so let's also enable advanced filtering. And that is also done via a single property, the property options filtering.advanced. When I have enabled this and I click the filter icon, now I'm getting the filter dialog. And here I can build my filter expression. For example, if I want to add an expression here, I can select among the column names and the operation here, for example, larger than, and a value, let's say 50, and I apply it. So you can see, first of all, a filter condition is applied to this specific column. And you can see that the filtering has been applied. I have only the rows with progress values that are larger than 50. I can combine that with another column, for example, my column name, and here I can choose the option contains, so I'm using text filtering here, and let's say I want to condition that the name here in this column contains the letter K. I apply it, and you see that these two filter conditions are now applied, so one here and one for the progress column. Other than invoking the filter dialog via this icon in the column header, I can also programmatically invoke it by the show filter dialog button here. If we have a look at what's behind it, here it's a simple method grid.showFilterDialog. And when I invoke this method, you can see that it shows the dialog first of all, but it also shows the last applied filter conditions. We can also programmatically invoke filtering and in this data grid with advanced filtering, and for that let's have a look at the code behind. So we have two examples here, and here you can see that I'm first of all clearing any possible previously defined filters, and then I'm accessing the built-in filter builder. The filter builder here is used to build up the entire filter expression by adding each part of the filter condition as an expression to this filter builder. So here you can see that the first expression is in my name column. I specify a filter operation that the value in that name column should end with Taylor, and an additional filter condition that the status column should contain the word abroad. It should be equal to that. By default here, it's an AND operation that is between these two expressions. And here you see another example where it has three expressions, also including a numeric comparison. So here for a number column containing numbers, we can use the larger than or equal operation with the value 20 specified. And when I execute this in our sample application, first of all, let's clear all previously defined filters, and I apply filter 1. You can see here the names ending with Taylor and status abroad. When I use the second filter, you see the result of that with 3 filter conditions, 3 filter icons that indicate this filter conditions. And last but not least, I also want to show you how you can use filter text to directly specify the advanced filter. And that is simply done by assigning the text. Let's have a look. Here we can find it. So here you can see same scenario. I'm clearing any possible previously defined filters, and I'm simply setting the filter condition as a text property and then apply it via the apply filter method. If we want to see what kind of filter expressions are possible, all the documentation about the data grid and more specifically the advanced filtering, you can find this in our online documentation here under FNC UiPack Components Data Grid. And here we are in the section about filtering. And here you can see that it is explained what we can use, for example, to specify the filter text. So I'm going to grab this value and I'm going to paste it in this edit control so that it will be applied. I click here the text filter, and now you can see that this filter condition was applied. You see the values in the status column as abroad, and you see in the progress column that I want values smaller than 50, and it has been applied this way. One other remaining thing that I wanted to show you in our online documentation. Here you can see that you can go a step further. So normally when you add expressions, all the expressions are using the AND operator between expressions, but you can build more sophisticated expressions with logical or AND operators, and this is an example of how you could do that. Here you specify as a group operator the OR operator, and then you add an AND group as a first part of that OR operation, and then also a second AND group. So here we are building the expression that name and status between these an AND operation applies. And also here in this second group an AND operation applies, but in total that it's an OR operation that is performed between these two AND operations. And you can see that with these techniques you can build quite sophisticated filter expressions with our advanced filtering options in the FNC Data Grid. And with that, I hope that you are as excited as I am about the advanced filtering capabilities and the advanced filter dialog that is nicely integrated into our FNC Data Grid. And I invite you to download this sample project and go start playing with it from your favorite Delphi IDE. Follow us for more content about the Data Grid or other FNC controls in this video channel by liking this video, subscribing to this video, and you will be informed of next content that is coming up for you. Thanks for watching.